Time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, guys, welcome back. Happy Monday for Hot Messy Topics. We just got back in on Saturday night from our trip to California, which we had an incredible time. Jason and I are so exhausted, but we're still kind of catching up, but we can't miss another live. Of course, you guys know that last week we had to do pre-records for the Real Housewives of Dubai and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because we were in a hotel room and it just doesn't work the same. But in the meantime, we'll cover some of that. And we know that we lost the queen. There was a lot that happened while we were gone. It's every time we leave. So before we jump into this conversation, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in and welcome Jason. Hi.
Hi. Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Kirsten, is this really live? Yes, it is. Okay. Hi, everybody in the room. So, Jason, doesn't it feel like every time we leave for like 2-3 days that just shit goes haywire? Like, do you remember when we went and did the Spilling Tea live tour in LA? The Shaws got canceled. Something else. Someone got arrested. I forgot what happened. It was just like a bunch at once.
I mean, and yeah, Tom and Katie, they announced they're getting divorced, right?
Yeah.
You know, right when we it was like craziness.
Yeah.
Stuff always happens, but also, you know, I hope people got a chance to take a moment to remember all of the unfortunate victims of September 11th because you know, it's so crazy that that's 21 years ago that happened. And
Right.
I like remember exactly where I was in Washington, D.C. when that all happened. And a lot of the young people, like the new kids, it's not, if it didn't happen, it's like, you have to almost explain it and why it happened and what happened and crazy.
You know what was craziest too? Like when you brought that up yesterday, you said it's probably like around my age because I'm 29. I was in 3rd grade. I think anyone really like maybe 2-3 years older than me, or younger than me, I meant 2-3 years younger than me. I think at that point is like the cutoff of people who would really remember what was going on at that time. Cause that would have been, you know, kindergarten, 1st grade. I was in my 3rd grade class, machining's class. And I remember exactly everybody turned on the TVs. Just so sad. But,
you know,
yes.
yeah, it's crazy too. I remember, you know, I grew up in DC and my brother was on a field trip on a school bus. And they were heading in, I think, on 395, which goes straight into DC, passing the Pentagon when all of this was happening. And you have to remember, a lot of people that live in and around DC actually work for the government or the military, and were, you know, a lot of the kids who were on the bus. Sorry to get emotional and start this Monday like this, but you know, they're watching the Pentagon is like burning. Their parents are in there, you know, so it's something you just don't ever forget, and it's something that we should all kind of remember, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, again, our hearts go out to everyone. And let's get into some Beverly Hills. Let's cheer everyone up on this Monday because we have someone to roast.
Here's some stuff, okay? Because we have a lot coming up, okay? Tomorrow tomorrow Anchor Watch is back. So if anybody watches Below Deck, every Tuesday night, my friend Josh and I take over Adam's channel to recap and talk about Below Deck news, recaps. We have fun. It's a fun live chat. It's at 11 p.m. EST. So if you're awake and you want to have a late night chat, join us. It's fun. But also tomorrow at 1 p.m., Adam has an interview with Chef Ryan from Below Deck Down Under. Now, I know Chef Ryan has a really bad rap because of his presentation on Below Deck Down Under, but I thought it'd be interesting to hear his side of the story. He has been on a couple of other podcasts recently describing what kind of edit he got and how things were produced. So I think that would be interesting to at least give him a chance to come on and let him explain his experience basically on the show.
I definitely want him to come on and explain his experience because listen, editing can only play so much. before it's like that is part of your personality too. So when Jason
Well, we
told
always
me that he set this up, I was just a little like, how is this going to go? But
it's going to go great. I think it's going to go great. Okay.
And I feel like I'm like the king of giving everyone the benefit of the doubt and trying to like humanize people and trying to figure out like what's really going on inside of that head, especially when you see them not get the best at it. So we'll see.
Yeah, let's see. I think that will go pretty well, and that will be exciting. We also have our Beverly Hills recap on Thursday, and then also, guys, if you haven't already, I did put it somewhere in the live chat, but Hot Messy Podcast comes out September 30th. We plan on dropping a teaser in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. And don't get confused, it's not going to be that messy. Our topics might be, and maybe our rants will be, but our guests are super talented. Anybody who is on TV all the way to Broadway. We have amazing guests, and I can't wait to have great conversations.
I can't wait. All right. Well, speaking of podcasts, we have to get into this little rant. It was on Two Teas in a Pod, and it looks like Teddy Mellencamp is the mouthpiece for the Fox Faux 4, Fox Faux 5. I don't even know what the I don't know what to call them.
The faux force fired. That's what they need to be.
Force fired, yes. So
it's funny. I like Two Teas in a Pod. I like the podcast. Okay. I would like it a little more if Teddy didn't speak on behalf of them or, kind of be the mouthpiece of that. But play this because this is so hypocritical.
Yes. So here, let's give them a shout out too. Two Teas in a Pod. But I was listening to this morning and I wanted to share it with you guys and kind of pick your brains.
You have to imagine also Kathy's come to Aspen. She now doesn't show up.
Wait, let's start this one that way.
Of course, none of this is confirmed information. You have to imagine also Kathy's come to Aspen. She now doesn't show up to Snowmobile or
how does she get away with that?
Sleeping. And then she comes up and she wants her 2 seconds of a shtick.
Yeah.
And then to plug her tequila. And they're all stoned and laughing about it.
Well, the thing is like being a housewife, as you know, they don't like it when you just walk in and it's like, oh my God. And here is my new da-da-da-da.
This is my new cell phone case.
This is my new cell phone. Cell phones by Tamra.
You have to imagine also Kathy's coming to Aspen.
We're done.
Okay, too much. There was an echo too. Listen, well, now I'm echoing.
You're not echoing.
Okay. No, listen. Here's my problem. This is hypocrisy. Here, Kathy Hilton walking into the room with her tequila, giving it a shout out. Have we not been watching Rena Beauty? Have we not been watching Rena Rosé? Have we not been watching everyone else pitch their little things that they do on the show? From Dorit's Beach Club collection or some crap to
Beverly Beach.
Beverly, whatever the hell, to everyone else promoting their stuff. The only one who didn't really self-promote, and I'm not going to, I don't want to sound like I'm a biased, whatever, but is Lisa Vanderpump. She's like, you can come film in my restaurant. I have 4 in LA.
I mean,
but
no, that was like, definitely self-promoting, but self-promoting in like the most nonchalant way.
And also a discount for production. But it's so funny how hard she's going in on Kathy here about like saying something about her tequila. It's not, she didn't have a what is it called? Is it Casa del Sol or Casa del Sol or something?
Yeah,
she's not having Casa del Sol like tequila party or tequila tasting. We've been at Rena's parties and tastings. We went to 2 Rena beauty parties where there was no beauty products. Like we weren't even focusing on them. So,
but maybe if she would have had a party, then it would have been, I guess, more acceptable. I don't know. At this point, here's the thing. Watching this past week's episode was so cringy. And I wanted to talk about it live with everybody because we also got the reunion this past week where they filmed it and we heard some behind the scenes. Jason, I haven't even told him about this yet, but she's sitting there and she's trying to show people, yes, is she the most, like relaxed in her delivery? No, it's not. It's not organic. She just walks in and was like, hey, ladies, here's my tequila and I'm an investor. And it wasn't the most like, again, organic plug, but she's trying to figure it out. She's also not great on social media. She's, kind of leaving comments like, I can't find my iPad and stuff, probably thinking she's texting her husband. So it's just the quirky stuff that we like about Kathy Hilton. And you see the women and they look like just like they're scoffing at her and snickering at her. And even Paris Hilton went on and she posted about it. And she's like, this is so unkind. She just wanted a moment to share with you guys about her tequila and plug it into the show when everyone plugs something into the show. And then now we have next week, Devil's Advocate, has there been a friend on the show that actually has self-promoted a product?
I don't know.
Rashawn Shaw
I don't know.
Shaw self-promoted her.
True. Yeah.
Marlo Hampton has self-promoted her stuff. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't remember
I don't
other
know.
friends of on the show. I don't know. I'm sure Angie Harrington had well, that was a charity. But listen, I think also it's a little bit different here, right? Because I guess, do you give them special treatment? I don't know. Because there's so much hypocrisy when it comes to all of the housewives in general. Jason and I were talking about this. Guys, over 330 in the room, smash that like button. But we were talking about this. Tamra Judge is not allowed to talk about the Real Housewives of Orange County now that she joined the Real Housewives of Orange County again, right? Heather Dubrow has a podcast and she talks about the Real Housewives of Orange County and tried to block Tamra from coming onto the show for that same reason. Yet we have Candy Burris, who last night we saw the reunion and we see where she's talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta on her show, Speak on It. And
right after the show.
Right after the show.
Immediately after. Yeah. And that's good.
And it's good, but I don't understand. Then let everyone do it. Let it be the same across the board. That's how you can tell that there is favoritism amongst like the different franchises and the different castmates. But for Kathy Hilton, I think, yes, there's favoritism as far as probably what she's getting paid, what she's commanding, the times that she has to film. Maybe she doesn't feel like filming all the time. Maybe she didn't want to go snowmobiling. And
listen, to me, it wasn't like a huge self-promotion that Teddy's trying to make it to be. Everyone's drinking, they're partying, they're in Aspen. Guys, this is my tequila. It's amazing. And then Rena goes and orders that crap tequila, which I can't stand, 818. I don't care who it's made by. Kendall Jenner isn't in the agave fields making this damn tequila. You know what I mean?
Have you tried it?
Great. Yeah, I don't like it. It's not for me. I'd rather drink Vita tequila at that point. But Rena goes out of her way to cause issues. Teddy is the mouthpiece on her podcast, and it's so obvious. It's so obvious that they pick and choose who they go after, and that's why they definitely need a shakeup on Beverly Hills. We've talked about how just dark and toxic it's gotten in the past, 2 seasons.
Okay, so Tea Talk with Shaw, some housewives build it into their contracts to be able to discuss the show on their platforms. All right, so then I understand that everyone's contracts are different, but then why would Tamra be steamrolled and not be able to talk about her show? Why can't that be built into the contracts? That's the thing, is like, I don't necessarily get it. And then Teddy, who's a housewife and is very aware, we had this conversation in our interview with Mama D. Simmons from the Real Housewives of Dallas. And no, she's not a friend of the show, but kind of, yeah. I mean, she was prominent on the show, and she said, I love being on the show in this capacity because I don't have a contract where, people are telling me what time to show up, what to wear, what to say. She's like, Mama D does whatever Mama D wants to do. And I think Kathy Hilton abides by that same sort of contract where she's like, I already do enough for you guys. I have to show up for the filming. I show up to watch what happens live. I film the confessionals with you guys. And then I get 2 weeks to a month off, and then I'm back filming with you guys again. So yes, if I want to break or I don't want to film, I'm not going to film. I didn't sign up to have a diamond. She's not.
It's true, but Diana Jenkins did, and she couldn't even show up to the reunion. So,
right. Speaking of the reunion, so this got leaked, and I did a video on it earlier. They're saying at the reunion, first of all, you said that you think that this reunion is going to be boring, and I said there's absolutely no way that this is going to be boring. But we're hearing it might actually be boring. We know
it's going to be less boring now that Diana Jenkins is not there, because she's in Hawaii with apparently,
No, she was posting after, not in real time. She was home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But also be aware though, right? Because people are going to your social media, trying to see that, whatever, and you're posting pictures in Hawaii, but not showing up on the same day as the reunion.
Yeah. I mean, listen. So,
really, we just didn't need her there at all. I don't know what she's going to talk about.
Well, what they're saying is they were at the Caribou Club, and this is when Kathy had her big meltdown, and she called, Erica allegedly said at the reunion that Kathy called the DJ an effing F word. That's a slur. Called the DJ that, and that this was brought up at the reunion, and Kathy is denying all of it. They were saying that, they were going in on Kathy, and since it wasn't filmed, that Kathy just kept denying it and blaming Kyle for putting her in this situation. And then Kyle was also just taking all of the heat because Kyle doesn't want a riff with her nieces and nephews. I don't know how much of this is true. We need the reunion at this point because anything that's being fed to me, I kind of feel like it's Patrick. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's like that kid who's just making up shit all the time.
I mean, and it just gets worse and worse too. Now he's apparently slept with Harry Hamlin, and that's it. It just goes. The stories are not adding up,
and that did not happen.
Allegedly, and no, I'm just saying the stories are not adding up. It's just they always change, and they change based on a timeline. And I mean, listen, if we get through this, and obviously he's lying about something which we don't know. But if we get through this and he's proved to be a complete liar, his career will be like ruined in whatever
yeah,
I mean, to do. It's crazy.
No career. What is the career?
I don't know what he does. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Listen, Crystal Burke, Faye Resnick promoted her design. Okay. Yeah, we've had some.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it was like a huge thing. You know, I really, people are making a deal of it.
Yeah, but watching this week, first of all, why are we making a deal out of that when you have Erica out here on the show saying, you think it's cool to be on the side of the victims? I don't give a fuck about anybody but myself. Like, why are we not roasting her for that? We're over here.
I think she's getting a lot of roasting. That is very obvious, right? But my thing with this too, and I watch like a lot of bloggers and read a lot of Twitter and go on a lot of different platforms to see like what people are saying and stuff like that. I think the biggest thing, and this is why it's so hard to defend her at all, and I've said this multiple times, everyone was just looking for some empathy for her. Like let me try to do my best. I mean, whether you like it or not, you were married to this guy for multiple decades. Okay, like whether you knew what was going on or not, now you do. So how are you gonna be as a person? And all you've shown us on the show is how cold-hearted you can be.
Right. And it's
no empathy.
Like it's cringy to watch. And that's my thing. It's like we're watching her on the show. We need a cast shakeup. And I'm not calling for Teddy Mellencamp to come back. No one is. Yeah. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna say, because I'm not a Teddy Mellencamp fan like of her on the show. A complete dud on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. However, I do like her personality. I like how she's more open and more honest on her podcast. I just don't always agree with her, and that's okay too. So I think she fits better in the podcast world. I think she's very biased on the podcast. She is, but I mean, people have their platforms to say whatever they want. I mean, listen, you get shit all the time for not having an opinion, but the moment you do, you're biased. Right. So it's like it's whatever. I get so frustrated because sometimes I get like, it's almost like someone who holds back a lot. And that's what I feel like I do. I hold back some of my opinions because I want to see what everyone's thinking and kind of not be so biased on here if I don't necessarily agree with something. But then I get to the point where I hold it in so much and then, get shit for it that finally it's like, I just want to scream into the monitor, like exactly what you want to know my opinion. Here's my fucking opinion. That's why Let's Whine About It is good, because we're just Let's Whine About It is great. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you do want to, this is I'm going to promote really quick. We have a great memberships. I think you can ask our members. It is $2.99 a month. I don't know if Google is still running a deal, but we have an amazing membership on here where you get a lot of behind the scenes footage from all the interviews that we travel to do in person or that Adam is doing in person. And then all of the fun stuff we do behind the scenes. We do have an interview coming out either this week or next week, right? Depends on editing, yeah. And then there's a whole nother interview that will be on just memberships. So if you're interested, we're not charging like, I see some people charge so much money for memberships, and I'm like, who are you? Are you HBO Max? What content are you providing me? Do I get to watch dragons fly around on your damn membership for $14.99? Yeah, I mean, and we have a behind the scenes coming too. So it's, and we also leaked out too on members only who our interview was with, and we didn't share it on the other. Anyways, let's get back to it. So Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this past week was a shit show to watch, but we know going into this week that Kathy Hilton is going to have her explosive moment. From what we're hearing, we have 3 episodes left before the reunion. So we have this week, the week after, and the week after that. I feel like Beverly Hills, they've been on our screen since the beginning of this year, since we got a new president. I feel like it's just been the longest show ever. And now I'm really ready to move on. Like, I'm watching the pre-records and stuff that I'm talking about and putting up, and I'm like, it's so Beverly Hills focused. Like, give me some Potomac. Give me some Salt Lake City. I need
So
some
ready for
Orange County
Potomac.
back. New
I'm
Jersey.
so ready for Potomac.
Yeah.
So ready.
I'm over talking about Beverly Hills at this point.
Well, I
Adam,
mean, I think we have a lot to look forward to. Like you just said, we have Salt Lake City starting at the end of the month, Potomac right behind it, and then Candace Dillard Bassett went on a rant. I forgot on which platform she was that we saw that, but she was talking about how exhausting Ultimate Girls Trip was and how there was so much unnecessary drama. It's just making me more excited to watch that because it's the first time we're going international on Ultimate Girls Trip. It's a whole different selection of ladies. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's funny because
is Turks and Caicos not international?
Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, technically.
What are you
That was the first
talking
one. I don't know.
Oh.
I feel like we live right next to the Turks and Caicos. So it's like, that's not.
Okay.
I'm talking
never been to
around
Turks and I wish we lived next to Turks and Caicos.
It's just a short flight away, you know.
Well, take me on a flight, friend. Susan
Let's
D
go.
said, Adam, did you ask my question about the misunderstood thing to you know who? Yes, I did.
Yes.
I did.
We
ask
asked
that.
a lot of questions. So in our most recent interview, we were in Orange County. You can guess from there. But we asked some questions that the members had, and they were great questions and really well-received questions.
Joe Mendoza's
and
question
great
was,
answers.
like, they loved Joe Mendoza's question.
Loved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
exciting.
So Tess Ish said Candace versus Leah versus Portia is going to be wild.
Wild.
First of all, Candace did do an Instagram live the other day, and she was talking about, how being on Ultimate Girls Trip, like the drama, everything, that she's exhausted. And I can see that, right? You film for almost 2 weeks, you go away, you film this show. All of the women understand that there's an assignment here. You have to put together a show in a very short amount of time. So it's like they're sitting there and they're like filing their claws, getting ready to land in, Thailand. And they're like, okay, bitches, game on. Like they understand. Like even when we just met up with the housewife this past week, a couple of them actually, we're talking with them, and when they explain the filming process and how it's just like game on, it reminds me of kind of like Lisa Rinna. Lisa says, I'm nothing like this in real life like I am on the show. I'm very relaxed and I'm chill. But the moment that they're like lights, camera, action, Lisa Rinna's like, you better believe I'm going to talk about it. And it's like, oh shit. Okay. She understands.
Oh, did we lose you, Adam? Well, Adam has left me here in the chat. I don't know what's going on over there in that studio. Oh, there we go.
Sorry, guys. I got very passionate and put myself out.
You deleted yourself off your
Out of
own
the room to
show.
shut me up.
That's
What?
a first. I said
Yeah.
you deleted yourself off your own show and you got canceled.
Where's Adam? I'm back. Quentin Dean, yes, Potomac looks so good. I can't wait.
So
Yes.
good. So good.
And the trailer is out. So speaking of Ultimate Girls Trip, since we were talking about Candace, I want to talk about another rumor that's out here circling. We know that we got the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion last night. I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't watch the last 5 minutes. Neither did Jason. We were so tired anyways, but I wasn't interested towards like the end. I think it's so manufactured. Kenya even said it's manufactured. The drama between Marlo and Candy, She by Sheree. I was applauding her, but then we see where people are calling it She by Sheen. And now she has a discount called She's Not by Sheen. It's like all over the place.
Well, she's not by Sheree either, Like, that's what
okay.
we're seeing. Yeah.
Okay. Almost 500 in the room, guys. Smash the like button. I want to bring this up. So this is our cast right now, right? Jason, what do you think about the cast?
I love this cast. And I said this, I think, 2 Hot Messy Topics ago. I said, leave this cast. Do not get rid of any of them and add someone in or 2.
Okay. So
I know I did Candy. I was questionable on Candy, but I kind of really want to keep Candy.
Yeah. And I don't want to, if we can bring back Candy with Portia, then I don't need Phaedra back, but this is what's being said. It's #RHOA time. I'm told all of the ladies from this season were given offers to return. That doesn't mean they all will. Producers are looking to add 2 to 3 new girls as well, but are not sure about full time as they have to see how they test when filming the ladies. And as you guys know, we've had Dana Wilkie on before, and they start filming. They don't actually sign their contracts until about a week or 2 after filming, because that's when the producers start gauging who's full time and who's friend of. Unless, sometimes you have certain instances like the Real Housewives of New Jersey, where they had that one woman, God, what was her name? She's married to Tiki Barber. Tracy?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I forgot
God,
her
that was
name.
a
That's how
oof.
relevant she was on the show. And I don't mean to be mean. She's like Teddy Mellencamp, but she filmed the whole season as a full-time housewife. And then they realized, okay, well, she's not that great, even though she was in every single scene. So we're going to make her a friend of. Then she filmed the reunion and they didn't even show her at the 3-part reunion. That's how it's like, it's wild. So what I mean is shit can happen. Now, I'm going to bring up this one. There have been discussions about bringing Portia back, but nothing has been offered to her yet. Bravo knows many fans want Phaedra back, but she stated she doesn't want to come back to RHOA and is making a play for the Real Housewives of Dubai.
Which was obvious when they were at the second the Real Housewives of Dubai, the second reunion, when she was on the phone with Caroline Brooks. Like, I feel like that is what they're trying to like push.
I don't think they're going to be able to make that happen, but we'll see. I mean,
if they would add another Emirati in the show and another like well-known person in Dubai, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just would like to see more. I hope I'm saying that right. More ladies who live in Dubai.
Oh my God, no! Because listen, here's my point. Phaedra is sitting there with Caroline, and she's like, how do they treat people here, and what's it like, and what's the dating pool like? I don't want to see someone who's not familiar with the area that they're filming as, like the Real Housewives of, like, I don't want to see the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and let's take like a random girl from Texas who's never been to Beverly Hills or been like
she's
2 or 3
what's
times.
It like here?
And she's like, wow, this is crazy. No, because Real Girlfriends of Paris, they just got the lowest ratings ever. I mean, literally over 100,000 viewers for their second episode. I think it was 181,000. That is garbage. Those ratings are shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk, but I haven't watched the second episode yet. I wasn't really a big fan of the first, but a lot of people are like, give it another try. But at this point, I want to see what the ratings are to see if like I'm even going to get invested in this show, if it's going to last.
I don't think that, I mean, it's not going to last.
Yeah.
It's not a good concept. Like, what was that show? The Agency or whatever? L'Agence? I don't know.
L'Agence. Yeah, L'Agence. The Parisian Agency on Netflix. Fantastic. That is a show I would want to watch. That's a show I'd love to. They show Paris. They show the Parisian like and French family dynamics. It's fun. It's a great show. It's not toxic. It's not dark. It's not yelling American children living in Paris.
The Paris show put me to sleep, Michelle said, and Elaine said, "Oh, Adam, not Texas." It was the first thing that came to mind.
Oh, sorry, Elaine. No, Texas is great.
Sorry, no, it wasn't. I actually really enjoyed my time in Texas, but it was the first thing that came to mind. I didn't get into Dubai. Well, apparently neither did Jennifer Lawrence, because she said that. RHOBH in the City, Girlfriends in Paris. I had to start 3 times, but I eased into it. It's all right as a filler show.
Okay. I'll take Rob's opinion on that.
Yeah, well,
we can try again.
Talking
we'll
about
get very far.
Filling some time and trying to get people's attention, like look over here while we're fixing whatever's going on over here. We have to talk about this.
Yeah. Okay. So this did happen last night. I got checked on Twitter when I posted this, but
You got checked?
Oh yeah. Every like 2 minutes, I was going to She by Sheree, and maybe that's the wrong photo that I. But if you went higher on this photo, it had her star. Or you can kind of see it there. Her whatever. It was like this at first, and then a couple minutes later, it looked like this, and then it was back up, and people were like, "It's not shebysheree.shop. It's shebysheree.com." But if you go to shebysheree.com, it takes you to shebysheree.shop.
I have to see if we can
get.
Oh God, sorry.
To get to products was tremendously difficult when the site was up, like last week or something. You had to click. It was like the site about Sheree, and then you had to click there to go somewhere else, and you had to click there to go somewhere else, and you finally found product.
Jason, you're gonna die.
Why? Don't tell me it's down again.
It's down again.
See, this is not a good look. You've had 14 years. Now, are you going to make us wait 14 years for your site?
Wait, there's a new message, though. She by Sheree. Dear fans, pardon our progress. Okay, that's a great... Okay. Pardon our progress. It was a full house. Thank you for the overwhelming response. Though we could not accommodate all visitors, we are excited to refresh and relaunch very soon. You have to launch first, girl, to relaunch. No, all existing orders are currently being fulfilled. Please stay tuned to
or maybe some existing orders are being sued because it's copied designs.
Well, you
Like,
don't
what's
know if
actually happening?
anybody's being sued.
I'm not saying that they are. I'm just saying this is, stuff we're hearing. The site can't stay up more than 2 hours. So
It did work last night, Joe Mendoza, because she put up a promo code and everybody, it's been picked up by every Bravo fan site. It said 20% off, and the promo code was "She's not by Sheen." So she was throwing a little bit of shade out there. But now she's saying due to the overwhelming orders. It's a very, I feel like after Kylie Jenner did this and her site crashed, even though it's never crashed again, people like use it as like it's the new, oh, my social media manager posted it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's like my site crashed.
it's
at launch.
crazy. We sold so much product.
Right. Like I saw the other day, and I don't know if this
Okay,
is
now, okay, because I just got the same. I went twice in a row. Okay, I went and I got this website does not work. Now I'm going straight to the shop and I'm able to access the shop. I don't know what it is, but it does. Last night I got multiple different websites every time I went. Well, that's what I got too. But if you do it again.
She by Sheree.
Anyway, the timeline is last week there was no website, then there was a website, then last night while we were watching, I'm going to put up this photo, Adam. I went and I got this. Then I went 5 minutes later, or a minute later, I'm sorry, because there's 8:17, 8:18. It's just it's very hard. I hope it doesn't take so long to get it together, because I would really like this to be a success. This is something we've been following for over a decade.
Wait a minute. You're going to die. Now it's working.
Works. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? You can use you can refresh, you can use different browsers, but sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. So that's just
it's up again. The site is up for me. Yeah, but click shop when you go on the site. Oh. Okay.
Anyway,
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. But watching the reunion last night, I never want to dog on our Real Housewives of Atlanta, because I think that, first of all, they've been such an iconic franchise. And I really miss NeNe Leakes. I do miss Portia back on the show. But the reason that I think Portia would be coming back is because when we sat down and did our interview with Drew Sidora, Drew spoke about how she had a conversation with Portia while she was going into Ultimate Girls Trip, and that Portia was using that experience filming with the other ladies to see, do I want to get back into this game? But then if you listen to Candace, she said how exhausting it was, and I don't know. But then
I think okay, go ahead. No,
I was going to say, but then we just spoke to a housewife this past week who made a very clear comment, and you guys will see in the interview. I don't want to ruin anything, but how easy the money is, and that people don't really just walk away from this unless you're like Bethany Frankel, who sells your company for $100 million.
Well, I think what happened was she left Atlanta and she did Portia's Family Matters. It didn't really pan out. She's going back on Ultimate Girls Trip, and it will lead into her return on Atlanta. I just think it's a smart play.
Right. I mean,
if she had that, if that is an option for her, but I think it is.
If it isn't, yeah, exactly. And I think, listen, things come out of being on these shows. For example, Teresa Giudice is now on Dancing with the Stars. Kenya Moore was on Dancing with the Stars. Like, there's so much promotion. You get to do these commercials. You get to sell your products and pitch your products and go direct to consumer. It's like there's a huge fandom with it. And Portia would command over $1 million a season. It's so easy to do. She goes in. She reads people for filth. She sits down for dinners. She goes on vacations to Jamaica. And then after that, you film it for 3-4 months. You do pickup shots, and then boom, give me my money. Money by Monday Randall.
Money by Monday Randall.
Yeah. It's like, well, who wouldn't do that? So I don't know. I don't mean to go on these little tangents. But speaking of which, did you ever watch the second part of The Real Housewives of Dubai or no?
The reunion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched it with you.
Oh, yeah, you did watch it with me at the hotel. Okay. What did you think about that? Were there any moments that left you? Do you want more? Do you not want the show on anymore? How are you feeling?
No, I definitely want another season of Dubai. We have to add 2 ladies. We have to, let's give someone to Lisa to back Lisa up a little more than, Chanel. Chanel just seems kind of like a puppet for Lisa at this point. I like Lisa Milan on the show a lot, but it was very obvious the way she was coming after Caroline that there was something there, but right. I thought we got a kind of good amends at the end. But I would like to see someone, maybe like Lisa, have a friend on the, a new friend on the show. And I would love to see 1 or 2 more ladies who would be added to the show.
I would have loved to have been the one who received the gift from Sarah Al-Madani. Like one's getting a fire extinguisher, the other one's getting a book on how to be a good friend, and then Sarah's like, for you, Caroline, I don't have it with me, but what did she either said, the Maldives or Mykonos? I forgot what she said, but she's like, yes, I'm taking you on a girls trip. And they're all like, what the f is that? I got a fire extinguisher.
That's some Dubai shit right there.
Yeah. Adam fell asleep. LOL, I'm up. Or admin? I didn't fall asleep. Okay. All right.
You usually do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the reunion. Yeah. No, I didn't fall asleep. I was super tired after this weekend, but didn't fall asleep. But again, Real Housewives of Potomac coming in October. I'm excited about that. Salt Lake City's coming back. We just got invited to go to the Salt Lake City premiere party. I don't know if we're going to go. I can't fly out again because we're going to BravoCon. We've talked about that when we weren't, but now we are. I'm like afraid. I'm like kind of scared that one of these housewives that we talk about is going to walk up. And if they do recognize, like, because we have so many of them that watch the, our show and the channel. And I'm not trying to like, big head it. It's like a lot of times when you have people on shows like this, like Andy Cohen said, if you are on a reality TV show, part of you has to be a little narcissistic, right? So if part of you is a little narcissistic, then you're going to watch these other shows to see what are people saying about you. And you're constantly like, you're Kim Kardashian Googling yourself. She's the most Googled person because she Googled herself, right? So I'm wondering when we say shit, because I've been called out multiple times at this point, even by Captain Sean, when we first met him, is someone going to walk up to me and like punch me in the face if they do?
I think you'd only have to worry about Erica and Lisa Rinna at this point. I mean, you're pretty fair, Adam, for the most part. You should listen to what other people say. You should even listen to what the girls on Radio Andy say. Like they're in some of the shows on Radio Andy, they really go in on the housewives. So I'd be afraid if they were showing up, I'd be afraid for them. I don't think
Mike said, I hope Teresa called that amount. Listen, I just kept saying get a prenup, okay? But I still think she should get now get a postnup. How much was the ticket to BravoCon? We don't know. We didn't buy tickets.
No, we said we wouldn't. We were invited. We were disinvited, and now we're re-invited. So
yeah, I'm not paying to go to BravoCon.
It's a lot of money, but we'll vlog it for you.
Mike said that Zach deserves it more. I would be worried if I were him. I mean, listen, I think all of us get kind of nervous. Like, if you really have these strong opinions, like remember when, well, I don't want to say his name, but a house husband like went in on me and said, if I saw you, I'd punch you in the face. And I was like, great. And I'll own your home. Like
well, it's not his home. So
yeah, well, whatever. But agreed. You're pretty fair, Adam. Thanks, guys. All right. 530 in the room. Is there anything that we missed or that we have coming up? You've plugged a lot of shit in this.
No, but I have to say, I've been watching some of the chat. A little bit. Everyone's been asking about family karma, and I think maybe that will be announced at BravoCon. I'm just a guess.
Yeah.
And I think they're all coming back, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I talked to Bali, and she said she's going, so I'm guessing they'll probably have the entire cast of Family Karma go.
I think so. Yeah.
And then,
that is a show I can't wait for.
Yeah. You want to know
it's fun.
What else is a show that I can't wait for? If they do end up talking about it, it's the Kardashians. This is how I want to end this off. Because
wait. Who's going to talk about this? No one's talking about this at BravoCon.
No, I'm talking about when the Kardashians, because right now they're filming their third season of the Kardashians, and Ray J's dropping receipts of contracts and saying that are you that bored with them?
I'm so bored with them.
Really?
Yes.
I want the receipts.
Really, I thought, okay. I mean, at this point, sure, I'm into that, but like we've watched the show. And we're leaving E, and we're not leaving E because you're finishing the show. You switched contracts to move to ABC Hulu.
American Idol did the same thing.
Yeah, you went over that. Well, Ryan Seacrest left. He went to Live with Ryan and Kelly, so now he's ABC. He takes his shows with him, I'm sure. But I was expecting so much more from the Kardashians, like on Hulu, and they made it look like this. But we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. It's just the same shit.
Yeah, it kind of is. But you know what? Like, Rob J in the City said, Real Girlfriends of Paris is a good filler show. Like, no, the Kardashians is a good filler show with the
Yeah, with B-roll for like 20 minutes of the 30-minute episode.
Yeah. My whole thing
really, really lame conversations. Like I really thought we were going to get more of like them, and I hope maybe next season they will kind of open that up a little bit. But you don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
I mean, Susan D said, "Oh my God, did you watch Ray J on his rant?"
Yes.
I mean,
you want to talk about that?
I just want to say really quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but he's threatening to expose Kris Jenner. Kris Jenner went on James Corden's show, The Late Late Show, and did a lie detector test. In this lie detector test, obviously, if you guys have ever watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they get the full list of questions like most people do before they do any interviews. And they can also contribute questions in order to plug and promote their own products and brands, whatever, right? That's the point of doing an interview, is to plug and promote. So there was the question, did you leak the sex tape between Ray J and your daughter, Kim? Did you facilitate this and like put in a contract and sell the tape? And you guys pretended all this time that, you know, Kim was a victim of this, and so was Ray J. She said no. The lie detector test said that she was telling the truth. Now, Ray J is accusing Kris Jenner of using The Late Late Show and this lie detector test to make him look like a fool and a liar, because he's the one who said in the first place that Kris Jenner was behind the whole leaking of this tape that they got paid $400,000 a piece for. Now he's saying he's not only suing Kim and Kris, he's also suing the network, and he's suing the person who did the lie detector test, because he has proof and photos of the contract, emails with Kris Jenner, text messages with Kim Kardashian, and conversations with Kanye West, proving that he has all of the information that he needs in order to put them on blast. Boom.
Yikes. I mean, I don't know if that is true, then that's crazy. A lot of people have said, you know, this is 15 years later. What is he doing? Why is he doing this? But if it's being brought up and we're kind of, I mean, I understand where he's coming from too. Listen, I just don't care.
I mean, listen, at this point too, I think why he's bringing it up, he's saying because he's, you know, made to look like a fool. They're making it seem like he was the desperate one in all of this, and he's trying to vindicate himself. And he also said, you know, all of this time I look like a clown, and now my kids are growing up, and this is something that they're going to have to face because of me, and I want the truth out there. He also slammed them as racist. So Quentin Dean said, I was late, but did you guys see Nicki Minaj go off on Garcelle on her radio show?
Just before we came on.
Yes. I actually have a video coming up talking about that and a few other celebrities roasting the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and even a non-celebrity.
But you know, I don't know, since we just listened to it before we got on here, I kind of heard it was like a guest talking about this situation and not Garcelle so much, but I'm not sure because I haven't seen it, but I'm really curious about that.
I'll talk. Yeah, it's in my pre-record, but she was pissed at a guest that was brought on to the show, but you'll see. Choices have consequences. You were still there participating, Ray J. And hashtag justice for Ray J. I mean, listen,
wow, this is going to be a really
you're talking about the
divisive.
Kardashians. It's one of the biggest. Yeah, there's always a scandal with them. I just saw a thread on Reddit. There's a potential announcement of 2 or 3 at BravoCon this year, and the cities are Winnetka and Nashville, which 2 of them would be on Bravo and the other on Peacock. That's not true.
Yeah. No Winnetka.
No Winnetka. All right, guys. Well, I don't think that we forgot anything. Again, tomorrow, right now, if you go to our Chef Ryan video, this is silly, but when we uploaded it, we did it when we made the StreamYard, we did it in California. So it put it at 4 p.m. Eastern instead of 1 p.m. We're going to change that right after this. It's 1 p.m. tomorrow, which I pinned at the top of this live chat. We're going to ask Chef Ryan about how he acted on the show. We're going to hold him accountable. Honestly, screw it. We're going to ask him. What do you feel? What was the most misunderstood thing about you?
I would not have reached out to Chef Ryan if I knew that there's another side to this. So I think we need to let him tell his side and his experience. You know, we just watched Chef Rachel Hargrove go off about things Bravo does and production does. Let him tell his side. I think it's a good and fair thing. You can't just make judgments on what you see on Bravo anymore, because it's usually not the story.
Right. A lot of things are very heavily edited. I mean, listen, I talked to Natasha, who's on this season of Below Deck Med, and I asked her if she would come on and do an interview, and she said, I'm so pissed with my edit. She's like, half of this stuff, like, they didn't show that would have made the story make sense. They just tried to make it so much more dramatic and make me look like a clown. She said, honestly, I wish you the best. I'm not doing anything affiliated with Below Deck. And now that's a few people at this point.
Yeah. They're interesting because they have a different Well, they have the same Below Deck Med and Down Under have the same production team. So I'm curious how that plays into it. Because the producer, one of the big producers, I forgot her name. I've mentioned it a few times on Anchor Watch. She seems to be like very popular amongst the cast and crew, and Below Deck Med just like, what did they win? I don't know if they won, but they got nominated for 2 Emmys.
Wow.
So yeah.
Michelle said, love you guys. Love you back.
Oh, thanks, Michelle. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
Oh, Nana. Hi, Nana.
Hi, Nana. Oh my God. I owe Nana I have a box sitting for Nana in our closet that I have not mailed out yet.
Oh my God, since April.
It's been since April, Nana. So sorry.
All right. All right. Well, with that, we have to go let my mom back in the house. So guys, we have more pre-records and stuff coming your way. I will keep you guys posted on the interview. Hopefully we'll get the rough edit today. That way we can start getting to work on it. Don't forget to smash that like button. We'll be back on Thursday for another live. And yeah, we're just going to be busy booking guests for our podcast all week and getting to work. Jason, did I miss anything?
No, but the ones we do, guys, go follow the podcast. We don't want to leave you disappointed. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. And it's not going to be as messy as I think it is. We're using that because we have this show that we talk on all the time, Hot Messy Topics. So we wanted to call it Hot Messy Podcast. I think our conversation between each other might be the messiest thing, but we're gonna have amazing guests, super talented guests from TV shows that you watch to, like I said, to Broadway, news panels, everything. So I'm really excited to get this started.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have to call Apple because my phone's on Do Not Disturb, and my dad's called me like 50 times in this conversation. And it's still
because you can bypass Do Not Disturb.
How?
So like if you call and it goes to voicemail, and if the phone's off, it will keep going to voicemail. But if you call again, you do this to me all the time. So I don't know if you call again, it will bypass it.
Oh, okay. Well,
and maybe you have to be on the favorites. I don't know. Speaking of Apple, guys, iOS 16 drops in 10 minutes. So don't forget to update your phones.
With that, we love you guys. Thank you to everyone in the live chat. Thank you to all of our mods, our super chats, our Adams family. And next Monday, not this Monday, but next Monday, we'll be back for Let's Whine About It. And I can't wait. We'll be talking about the behind the scenes from this interview. All right.
Yeah.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.